This is a build for leveling the engineer in Guild Wars 2, and I'm going to show you what you need so that we can get through the leveling process. Alright, so why pick engineer? Engineer has multiple playstyles thanks to the different kits and weapons that you can pick up from your skills. It's very complex and interesting because of this. Many different ways to play, from the flamethrower to the bombs to the elixir kit. And like I said before, it's got a flamethrower. It's the only real reason you should be picking up engineer. So onto the gear. As always, you want to go power, then precision, then ferocity, then focus on any other stats. This is just your base damage build that you can build towards. Alright, weapons. Engineer only has one weapon set that it can use because it has so many kits available, but we're going to take rifle because I find it the easiest to get through the first few levels until you unlock your weapons, your utility slot. So just quick rundown of the rifle. The rifle auto-attack pierces enemies and hits multiple people in a line. This is very useful, considering that it's a rifle and normally only hits one. The number 3 skill on the rifle deals increased damage the closer you are to the enemy. This goes, I think, at 600 units of range. It deals even more, and then so on as you get closer. The number 4 skill on the rifle doubles as CC into Condi clear. It knocks you back and clears immobilization type conditions such as chilled, crippled, immobilization, stuff like that. And the number 5 skill on the rifle is a targeted mobility skill. It can be used in jumping puzzles to help get past tricky jumps and get to places that you shouldn't really get to. Alright, heal skill. You want to take Elixir H. It heals and either grants protection, regeneration, or swiftness. It's a 1 in 3 chance of getting any of them. Now, above your skills, your weapon skills, you'll have the tool belt skills, which are based off what you have as your utility, heal, or elite skills. The tool belt skill throws out another elixir that will either give you protection, regeneration, or vigor. 2 of the boons that you get from the heal are very useful for fighting, protection and regeneration, and swiftness is very useful for running around in the map. Alright, utility skills. First, you're going to take the flamethrower. This is your melee weapon. You're going to want to use this anytime you're in melee range or fighting multiple targets. And the tool belt version of it will burn on the next 5 attacks or 3 attacks, I'm not entirely sure. Now the next one you're going to take is the grenade kit. This is what you'll use when you're fighting at ranged. You gain access to the grenades, and the tool belt skill throws out 3 grenades in a barrage that it will attack in a targeted area. It has access to loads of different conditions, but you're just going to want to be spamming, I think, the number 1 and number 2. And your last utility skill will be Elixir B. It grants Fury, Might, and Swiftness for 10 seconds, and the tool belt skill will throw out another elixir that only gives 1 of them. I think that's random. Now your elite skill. You're going to want to take Supply Crate. It'll cool down a supply drop of turrets. They include the healing turret, the flame turret, and the net turret. It also is a blast finisher and will stun enemies. The tool belt version will cool down med packs that can heal you. Now for the traits. First line we're going to want to take is firearms. The first minor skill is sharpshooter. It means that crits can bleed. Next it's going to be high caliber, increase crit chance when near the enemies. Then hematic focus, increase crit chance against bleeding enemies. You can see the synergy with the first 2 minor traits. Then no scope, crits near enemies give fury, which means more crits. Serrated steel, your bleeds last longer and deal more damage. And then juggernaut, gain might and stability while using a flamethrower. This is why we've got it included as the first utility skill, because it synergizes really well. Right, second we're going to take explosion. First minor is evasive powder keg. Create a bomb whenever you dodge. First major is grenadier. Grenades go further and make bigger explosions. You can see why I've got the second utility skill as grenade kit rather than the first one. Next minor is steel packed powder. Explosions cause vulnerability. Next major is shaped charge. Deal more damage against vulnerability. Last minor will be explosive powder, where you improve your explosion damage and turrets explode when destroyed. Even though we have no turrets apart from the supply crate, this trait should just come in around the level that you get the supply crate. And lastly, shrapnel. Explosions can cripple and bleed. All the grenade kit skills are explosions, so there's a lot of synergy. Lastly, we're going to take tools. First minor is optimized activation. Tool belt skills give vigor. Then static discharge. Enemies are hit by lightning when you use a tool belt skill. Next minor is mechanized deployment. The cooldowns on your tool belt are all lowered. Then takedown round. Hitting enemies above half health will plant a timed explosion on them that will explode after a few seconds. Last minor is excessive energy. At full endurance, you're going to deal more damage. And then the last major is adrenaline plant, increased endurance regeneration. There's a lot of synergy between those last two traits because when you dodge, you'll easily get back up to full endurance. Now some tips and tricks. The moment you can use either flamethrower or grenade kit, you immediately want to be using them instead of a rifle. Rifle's just kind of there to bridge between creating your character and getting your first utility skill. If you want to take grenade kit over flamethrower, you want to have explosions as your first trait line and switch that for firearms, and vice versa. You want to camp in these two weapons and switch between grenade kit for range attacking and flamethrower for melee fighting. Grenade kit can also be used for melee, but I prefer flamethrower, and I feel that it's got a better AoE and a better auto attack than the grenade kit. And if you don't like grenade kit, flamethrower, or elixir B, there are other skills you can take, but turrets aren't useful, and the rest I don't like that much, because while leveling, there's a lot of movement between enemies, and grenade kit and flamethrower will give you the most damage. Thank you for watching, I hope to see you next time.